Hello, everybody. This is Luckl-Duckl Bird, and okay, psych. I am not exactly Luckl-Duckl Bird. It's me. It's Sam the Mini Yeti, and you guys really. Am I actually dressed? I'm actually dressed up as Luckl-Duckl Bird because today is Halloween. Hello, happy Halloween, everybody. And you guys saw the costume from earlier when I actually posted some pics about this thing. And let me just tell you, I am very proud of this costume that I made here. I got the beak, and I also got the feathers, and even Luckle's distinctive yellow collar. And of course, if later on we're going to be doing some guests over on this live stream, hopefully. And if you guys have a Halloween costume to wear, be sure you're wearing it for this live stream. And of course, tell me what you're going to be doing for Halloween tonight. Now, of course, let's see. Let's see. Looks like we are already getting a request to come on live, so hang on a bit. I'll be right over there. Right. Okay. And you're on the air.
Well, hello there.
Jesse, that is a cool.
Hi.
Hey there, Jesse. That is a cool looking costume. That is awesome.
Thanks. Actually, I shooted some TikTok videos, but I'm making a break for you.
Oh, okay. I guess. Okay. I of course. It's a good thing you're wearing the costume because I've been encouraging this to wear a costume for this live stream. It's Halloween,
Yeah.
so why not wear a costume? What
Yeah, like,
mind? What
can
mind?
you see it's Halloween? I even painted my fingers.
Oh, that's pretty darn cool. That's not bad. So what do you think?
Yeah,
What do you think of my costume?
it's awesome. I saw the picture. You posted a picture of that. I
Mm,
saw it somewhere.
everyone, everyone is actually saying good things about this costume. It's like, and even the guys at Bird Call Radio themselves, Luckl himself actually approves of this costume. I
Yeah, why not?
I was honestly not expecting that, but honestly, I actually feel pretty honored. The guys at Bird Call Radio love this costume. I cannot be more honored than that. So how can you go wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So hey, so Jess, we got a comment from King of the Cardinals, and he says, "Jesse, you look amazing. I wish I could hug you." Aw,
Aw.
aw, that's so sweet. That's awesome. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, Jesse, just for the heck of it, I kind of want to ask, what is your favorite Halloween special? Like your favorite television Halloween special?
Hmm. Hmm. I mean, I could say all the Halloween specials from The Simpsons.
The Treehouse of Horror specials? You really like those?
Yeah.
I can't blame you. Those are really good. They actually
I
do.
really, I really want to see the Death Note one.
Oh, really? Yeah, that one. I actually gotta
Yeah,
say,
I saw like little scenes of that of the animation. The animation looks pretty good.
one of my favorite skits from the Treehouse of Horror is actually from the first one, and it was actually where Homer and Bart do Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven.
Yeah, that's a good one. That is really a good one.
And I dare say it, even though it's kind of meant to be all funny, it's The Simpsons doing The Raven. It's ironically one of the best adaptations of The Raven that you could get. I mean,
Yeah,
it's it's still pretty faithful to the story, but has still a small amount of parody. Plus, it's perfect casting that you have like Bart as the Raven, because the Raven is kind of like that in the poem. He just poses up like he owns the place.
yeah, I know.
And another favorite. another favorite skit of mine from Treehouse of Horror. I think it's got to be Bart Simpson's Dracula.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's even funnier that it suddenly just ends like a Charlie Brown Christmas. Like, what the heck? That is so funny. And
Actually,
but what?
speaking of making TikTok videos, I taped something down for tradition,
Ooh, really?
transformation, and I didn't know what tape I should use, so I used those happy
Oh,
mail happy
oh, that
mail
actually
stickers.
that's not bad. That's pretty darn cool.
It actually it didn't care where I stand, but at
Ah,
least it looks good.
yeah, but yeah, that actually looks pretty darn cool. I love that. Okay,
Thanks.
okay. Now, Jesse, there is that. I actually I actually know not a lot of people like horror films, but is there a favorite horror film that you actually like to watch, especially around Halloween?
Hmm. Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, okay. That is a classic story. Actually,
Hmm.
tell you what, there is one horror film that I actually watch around October because it's the most Halloween-ish horror film ever. And it's called Trick or Treat.
Ah, yeah. I think I heard about that.
Yeah, it's the thing about the thing about Halloween is that wait a minute, hang on, just real quick, I got a quick comment here. Amazing costume, Sam, and then a cool face and a little bit of fire. Thank you. I love that. I love it. I love it too. The now about Trick or Treat. You know the when it comes to horror films that we watch around Halloween, there are not many horror films that take place around Halloween. Well, let's be real. At least they don't have much Halloween elements, but you don't see much Halloween horror films. Even Halloween didn't have much Halloween in it. Sure, it
Yeah.
takes place on Halloween night, but it just uses it more as a setting. But that's pretty much it. That's kind of where it stops. But when you have Trick or Treat, which it's actually an anthology of stories that take place on the same night and in the same town, but it's of the fact that they all cross over. It's actually a really well done one too. And Trick or Treat happens to be directed by Michael Dougherty, who also did Krampus and Godzilla King of the Monsters. He did those movies.
Yeah.
And also, one of the characters in Trick or Treat is a trick or treater named Sam who wears red footy pajamas and also has a burlap sack over his head, like Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th Part 2. But, and he's the enforcer, and every time he actually enforces the traditions of Halloween, including always wearing a costume, never blow out a jack-o'-lantern, and always hand out candy. And basically, if you actually break any of these rules, you're on his hit list. And it's actually interesting that the villain is a trick or treater, and usually it's the trick or treater getting chased. And also, this character is so instantly lovable that we actually could see him as like the Halloween mascot. Think about it.
Yeah.
Like Christmas has Santa Claus, and Easter has the Easter Bunny, but Halloween never had really just one character. So Sam Hain is kind of that way of being that character. It's
Mm.
it's actually pretty darn cool. I have to tell you,
Yeah.
another good character in Trick or Treat is Mr. Krieg. He's a John Carpenter lookalike who has a hatred for Halloween. Basically, he's like the Halloween version of Ebenezer Scrooge.
Nah. Okay.
It's so if you ever get the chance to check out, Trick or Treat, like on digital or get a physical copy, then go check it out. It's a really good horror film to watch on Halloween. And we got another comment. Ben and Planty says, I'm dressing up as Dustin from Stranger Things, and Planty is dressing up as Mario. How ironic.
Anderson.
Oh, yeah.
Just give me a second. Give me a second.
And Jesse's going to be right back.
God damn it, I don't fit it on the door.
What was that? What was that?
I don't fit through the door because of the wings.
Oh.
I just want to get something to drink.
Oh, okay. That is actually kind of funny. Okay, Jesse. Now here's another interesting question. Do you remember your first Halloween costume? Like the first time you ever celebrated Halloween, do you remember your first costume?
That's actually a difficult question because I never really celebrated Halloween because it was also the birthday of my grandma. So
you know I gotta mention, but the first
I remember.
Oh.
It was Jeff the Killer.
Jeff the Killer.
From the one creepypasta.
Oh yeah. I was like, that's kind of an interesting costume to go with, I'll tell you that. Actually, believe it or not, when my handler Jacob actually on his first Halloween, his grandmother made him a homemade giraffe costume. He actually looked pretty adorable in that, but the thing was, that costume actually got pretty hot, and old Jacob was actually sweating in that thing, like uber sweating. It got hot.
That poor kid.
Yeah, but he still. The thing about Jacob is that he actually has kind of had a interesting balance of having a store-bought Halloween costumes, but also DIY costumes as well. There's one Halloween where he had two costumes, and one costume was Superman. That's the one where he went trick-or-treating with, and the other one was actually a mummy costume. The reason is actually because when he was in elementary school, the school was actually allowing the students to wear costumes to school, but the problem was that the Superman costume was a one-piece, so that probably would make him hard to actually go to the bathroom while at school. So he actually had a mummy costume homemade, so he could wear that to school. That's
I had this problem last year at the Comic-Con.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was cosplaying as one of the soldiers from Squid Game, and I had this jumpsuit.
It was a one-piece, so you had trouble trying to hold it in.
Actually, I have more trouble to go to the bathroom because I have to put everything off. The man, they have no problem. Just zip it out, put it out, done. If we women, we don't have to. For us, it's more complicated. Yeah. This is why there are more women in the bathroom as men.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, okay. Have you actually when you actually go out on Halloween, do you actually like to not only go trick or treating, but also get to see a lot of the Halloween decorations that people usually put up?
That does not happen in Germany. It's not that common in Germany. It's more common to putting fall decorations, but not Halloween decorations. The only Halloween decorations of those pumpkins then all look like grandmas.
What? Wow. So it's more just jack-o'-lanterns, but that's about it.
Yeah.
The cool thing is that since you're here, I actually use a type of jack-o'-lantern decoration from Atmos Effects, and there's actually someone I found that's from Germany, and he took those jack-o'-lantern projections and translated them to German.
Yeah, I saw those.
It's actually
I mean, those are all like last minute. I just bought them today
oh, but still, that's actually not.
because I was like, yeah, I was actually planning for like a week for doing TikTok videos with that costume and also with that white background, but that was a last minute choice.
Ah, I see. I
I actually kind of like that I painted my fingers. It looks cool.
I do have to. Actually, I tell you something, Jesse. One year when when Jackson was still a baby, um, his his brother Jacob was Spider-Man, but because he was still a baby, he probably couldn't get around much. Jackson was dressed up as a little chili pepper. Like it was like it was
Why is this cute?
it's
Why
a
does this sound cute?
yeah it's a yeah, the baby costume was actually made the so the baby couldn't get around in it. So you actually had baby Jackson in a chili pepper costume with no legs, and it and mom could actually just carry him. It's still adorable though. It's a really good costume.
Yeah,
And
I actually saw on TikTok that someone dressed up their kid as bread, as
oh,
a piece of bread, because she wanted to be bread because she loves bread.
that's actually kind of adorable. My
It is.
There was also one year, I think it was that same year where Jacob was Superman for Halloween, but Jackson, because he was so little, he dressed up as Yoda from Star Wars.
Aww.
And
Speaking of which,
oh wait, okay. Oh,
problems with my wings.
uh,
Ta-da.
oh,
Wow.
oh, hey Grogu, so cute. Hey there, Grogu. What? Oh, I don't even need to worry about that, cause I can fly. Okay. So okay, Jesse, I did want to. So I gotta ask. If you're a Bird Call fan, have you actually seen a Bird Call's music video for their song called "Trick or Tweet"?
I think I did.
Yeah, let me.
I mean, look at us. We're both birds now.
Oh, nice. I gotta tell you, but when it actually came to deciding for my costume, Jacob's grandma actually asked, "Who was that one bird, Dad, you really like?" And then we actually said, "Luckl-Duckl Bird," and she was like, "Yeah, let's do that." So we ended up getting so she actually got all of this material, this faux fur, and now look at me. I'm dressed up as my favorite character from Bird Call. So, squawk!
And I am dressed up as my favorite anime from my favorite theme park.
Okay, well, what is that again? I actually didn't ask. Who are you dressed as?
Well, in German it is Nachtkrab, but in English you can say Night Raven.
Ah!
Kind of like the boogeyman, or like the
Ooh,
German boogeyman.
ooh, the book. Oh, so this is so this anime that you watch actually has its own take on the boogeyman.
Yeah, kind of
Ooh,
like.
I'm actually.
Actually, it is a character from a German folklore. He's like stealing the kids in the night when they're not in their beds.
Oh wow, that's definitely something to go by. Just taking kids when they're not sleeping at night. Just wow.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
it's
So
Halloween. You can also can see this as a cosplay. So
Ah, cosplay.
I'm taking TikTok videos with that costume.
Yeah, you know the costume that Jacob is going to be using this year is actually reused from last year. He's going to be using a skeleton onesie, which actually it's a really well made one too. Like it's a really nice one. It's a onesie with a double zipper. They actually share the same line, and it's also a hoodie as well. So one zip actually goes all the way up into the head, and which makes the skull.
Those kinds.
And it's honestly a little bit funny that the bottom zip actually goes to the bottom. And don't worry, it's the zip is closed when it's that way, but it's a little bit weird that the other zip actually ends up in the crotch area, so it looks like I can't say it. But it looks like something else, if you will.
Yeah. Okay.
How can you not laugh at that though?
I'm a grown up. I can.
But Jackson, he's dressing up as a plague doctor, and he actually had a whole.
I think I saw it somewhere.
And that he actually had a plague doctor costume all made. Like it already has he already has like the black robe and everything. But then he also had like this plague doctor mask, which he found on Etsy, and it's a really well done looking one too. Like it's all handmade and hand stitched, so it's actually really well done. It's pricey, but it's really a cool looking one. So I'm not gonna lie, it's awesome.
Cool.
And fun fact is that he actually did have a plague doctor costume at one point in one year, and he went to a Halloween party, but there were kids, and they kind of got a little freaked out by the plague doctor mask, so the dad actually had to tell him to take it off. And that sucks. It's a good looking costume, but you had to be told to take it off. Shoot. Dang.
Oops.
Can you imagine that?
I can.
That being told to take your mask off. That is lame. That is pretty lame. But it was still a cool costume nonetheless. So how can you go
Yeah.
wrong? Okay. So Jesse, now it's okay. Okay, Jesse, what do you think is your favorite costume that you've worn on Halloween so far? It doesn't have to be what you're currently wearing right now, but like the costume that you're most proud of. What do you think?
That is actually a difficult question because that's kind of like the second Halloween costume I'm wearing.
Oh, I see. So this is your
So,
second.
so I would go with this one.
Ah, you know, I have to mention this, Jesse, but the first time when I actually announced this live stream like a couple weeks back, I actually, of course, I did encourage everyone to be wearing a costume for this live stream if they wanted to, which of course you're doing. But I got this comment from this one other guy saying I'm too old to be wearing a costume. I was like,
You're never too old.
Never be too old to wear a costume. There's a reason why. There's a reason.
It isn't.
There's a reason why there's DIY costumes everywhere on YouTube, and there's a reason why there's adult Halloween costumes sold in stores. So you can never be too old to wear a costume.
Also, the most of the people wearing cosplays at the convention are adults.
Yeah.
Speaking for myself.
Exactly. Okay, you know.
I actually saw someone who's like 80 and he was cosplaying Carl from Up.
Yeah, yeah, that's actually not a bad costume at all. I love that.
Mm.
Um, I actually have to tell you
And the
something.
other old lady, who cosplayed the, I forgot her name, the old lady from Looney Tunes.
You mean Granny?
Yeah.
Yeah, her name is Granny. You got it right. I know what you're talking about. But yeah, you don't. There is no age limit to wearing costumes. Anybody can wear a costume. Anybody.
Yeah.
Even if
Until they die.
even if you're like a 2 foot tall Yeti, everyone can wear a costume.
Even if you're a 31 person.
Oh yeah. My
I don't know what I actually want to say about me.
the first
I almost called myself a cow.
I actually have to tell you something interesting, Jesse. Um, there's actually a video I saw. It was actually called Halloween Safety. It was actually an older video from 1985, and you guessed it, it actually does teach kids some safety on what to do around Halloween. And this includes carving jack-o'-lanterns and how to wear a good costume, and of course, what to do when you're going around trick or treating, and of course, don't pull pranks like egging houses or TPing houses. You can't do that. Like, never do that. But
Well, it's
you know,
not like you get automatically like candy when you ask for candy.
I actually have to mention this, but this video is actually hosted by an animated jack o' lantern, and this pumpkin doesn't even have like a scary voice at all. It actually sounds like a caring, wise person that actually would want you to be safe around Halloween.
I see. I see.
The funny thing was is that when he's talking about carving jack lanterns, he actually he actually remarks that getting his insides out kind of tickles him. I was like, what? Okay, that is one thing I find kind of funny, just because, and but still, it's a really good informative video for kids if they want to go trick or treating on Halloween.
I have a quote.
Ooh, that is. I bet
Yeah.
that's good.
Okay.
I actually have to mention,
Ah.
you know, something cool is that one of the costumes in that Halloween safety video was actually like a DIY robot, and I'm just like, that is a cool robot costume. That kid made that by himself, and of course the the video actually shows that if you want to wear a costume, you got to make sure that you see out of it, and also you got to make sure that you can move okay in it. So this kid
Mhm.
actually cut like a visor so he could see all around him, and also he actually modified the legs of the costume so he could bend his knees.
Yeah, I think I saw a similar one. It was like, oh, you want to be Optimus Prime? You're gonna be Amazon Prime, and it has all this Amazon Prime cottage and stuff cutting out, and he still look like Optimus Prime, but it's obviously Amazon Prime.
Oh, that is actually pretty funny. I'll give him that. That is a
That's clever. That's pretty clever, if you
Yeah,
ask
that is
me.
clever. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty all right. And
Who wants to be Joker if you can be Amazon Prime?
that is funny. That's funny, but also very clever. That is pretty darn good. My you know, the Halloween safety video also talks about what to do after you go trick or treating and sorting all of your candy. And actually, surprisingly, uh, that kid actually hauled up some fruit. And I got to be honest here. Uh, even though I love fruit, nobody wants fruit on Halloween. It's not that it's not that I don't like fruit. It's that it don't come in wrappers. So God knows what touched it before you did.
Yeah.
And there's another video I found by Screw Attack. It's actually on their channel now. That's now called Death Battle. They did a top 10 list of the worst Halloween candy. And let me tell you, I haven't had every candy on that list, but let me tell you, some of the ones that are on the list, I can assure you, are pretty darn bad. In fact, you know what the worst Halloween candy for me is? Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah.
Tootsie Rolls are just weird clumps of thing just disguised as chocolate. It's not even chocolate. It just kind of tastes like blah, blah. Like, but honestly, Tootsie Roll does have some good kind of candy, including these Tootsie Roll lollipops, and the ones that you're supposed to lick, and you actually are like, how many licks does it take to get to the center of this Tootsie Pop?
Mm.
And the other one I like is their Tootsie Fruit Rolls. And those actually are really darn good. I love the way those taste. So I'm not going to lie. Tootsie Rolls, the regular Tootsie Rolls, taste like crap, but they have good lollipops and good fruit rolls. They are actually pretty darn good.
Well then.
So Jesse, what is the worst Halloween candy for you? Like, what is the worst candy that you could think of?
Well, the thing is, I like a lot of candy, so I can actually tell. But there is actually, what I actually got was like, was chew gum.
Ooh.
But it tasted like you bit on foam or something.
Ew.
Yeah,
Ew.
I have no idea how old that was, or if that was even fresh or kind of like stuff. So, yeah.
I'll tell you what. Another candy, sorry, quote unquote candy that ended up on the list happens to be granola bars. I actually do like
Okay.
granola bars, but let's be real. But there were a couple pros to getting granola bars on Halloween. One, there is one pro I can mention. One, granola bars come in wrappers, so you at least know the unopened ones are clean.
Hmm.
And but the only real big con I gotta mention, even if you want to try and have an healthy alternative to candy, keep in mind granola bars have a ton of sugar in them anyway.
Well then.
Yeah. Okay. Now I think another bad Halloween candy I could think of. I'm not really a big fan of. It's got to be circus peanuts. They're basically these peanut-looking candy that's supposed to taste like marshmallows, but somehow they taste more like bananas. But
Hmm.
I don't know. They don't really. They kind of cling into your teeth. It's not very that good. Blah. Just blah, blah.
Why are they actually then called peanuts if they taste like bananas? Doesn't make any sense for me.
Exactly.
For
You know,
me, a peanut is a peanut.
I actually have to mention, but what was it? But when it comes to trick or treating for candy, my favorite happens to be M&Ms. But the thing is that nowadays M&Ms are actually been kind of scarce on Halloween. There are not many people that are giving out M&Ms, and I'm just like, what the heck? What? Why are there not many people giving out M&Ms on Halloween? That's like the best candy ever. I love those.
Yeah, it is.
and 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 I don't. I actually love M&Ms. They are not only do they taste great, but all the different flavors are great too. I like plain. I like peanut. I like fudge brownie and even caramel. Those are really tasty M&Ms. Like, love those. So, what do you think might be your favorite candy for candy, Jesse?
Something with chocolate
Ah, can't blame you.
and and gummy bears.
Oh yes, chocolate is good, and so is gummy bears. I love them. I actually do really like gummy bears. You know, fun fact is that when I actually have some gummy bears, I usually just suck on them because gummy bears actually have glycerin in them, and that actually helps with your throat. So if you ever need to do if you ever need to sing for a video or need a good voice for a certain scene, gummy bears can help.
Hmm.
Yeah, just put a gummy bear in your mouth, suck on it, and that glycerin's gonna go down your throat. That's gonna help.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. All right, Jesse. It has been great talking with you, and thanks for coming on to the show. But we do have one more.
Sure.
We do have one more request to come on live, and of course, you have a great costume, and hopefully we'll see you
Thanks.
for live stream. And of course, happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween. Bye.
See you later, Jesse.
See you later, Sam.
All right. Now who's next? All right. Here we go. And yes. Here we go. All right. And you're on the air.
All right, I'll be on just a moment. Just getting my
Okay.
thing ready. It's not prepared for this, really. Matt, can I borrow your robe for a moment? Go for it. Thank you. All right, I at least have part of this on, so I guess it should work. I hope.
Hey there, Marty Monster.
There we go. Hello, Sam.
Oh, so that's just part of your costume. Okay.
This is part of it. Matt's gonna help me.
Anyway, but it's still that's still pretty darn cool. You gotta at least still have some of your costume, not all of it. It's better than nothing. But hey, what? So
Yeah.
hey, Marty, what do you think of my costume?
Yeah. I love it. I love it. It is amazing.
I'm glad you love it. I saw your comment when I first posted about this on Instagram, and you're like, spot on.
It is spot on. I mean, you got the colors, you got the beak, everything. Wow.
Yeah, it was just that Jacob's grandmother really wanted me to have a costume for Halloween, and then she was like, "Hey, wait a minute, what is that bird that you really like?" And I was like,
Oh.
Luckl-Duckl Bird from Bird Call. So she made this costume by herself.
That
She
is
got all the material. She got the material for the feathers, the collar, the beak, everything.
Everything.
She made this all by herself.
That is amazing.
I actually really love this costume myself. And of course I knew when I saw that Halloween landed on a Monday, I was like, okay, I have to wear this costume for the Halloween live stream. So there you go.
There you go. There you go.
My favorite. I was actually talking with. You actually saw earlier. I was talking with my good friend Jessie. She's kind of been a regular for Sam the Mini Yeti Live for a long time now, and she always has these really cool stories and stuff to talk about over in Germany. She's really good.
Germany.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I pretty soon, probably the day after Halloween, actually later tonight, we're actually gonna be filming our Halloween display along with the trick-or-treaters that are going to be coming to this house, and we're going to be doing a Halloween vlog that we're going to put on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's cool. We started decorating ours yesterday. It's not 100% finished, but it's mostly done. Also, thank you, Alex. Hi.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. I think this costume is very awesome myself.
Yes, it's not as extravagant as last year, at least for mine. But hey, it's still nice.
Yeah, it's still good. It's still a good costume. I love that too. Tori left a comment. Long live King Marty.
Oh, you know what I like? I made this as a prop from now on. I like this. This is neat.
Or how about this? You could be King Martha.
Martha.
There you go.
I like it, King
Love
Martha.
that.
King Martha. I like it. Yeah. We don't know how many people are coming for trick or treating because I guess a lot of people.
And Tori left another comment. I love your costumes too.
Thanks, Tori.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you.
I think our costumes look very awesome ourselves. I love.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how many people are coming.
This costume in particular is all homemade. We actually got all the materials ourselves, and we made this.
Mine is way more simpler, but hey, it's something. There we go.
Tori says King Martha.
Yes.
Well,
King Martha.
Well, the E, we'll replace the E with a U, and then there you go.
Yeah.
I was actually talking with Jessie about what her favorite horror film to watch is, and I actually recommended that she look at Trick or Treat. Not Trick or Treat, Trick or Treat with a single R.
Trick or Treat.
I was telling her about how Trick or Treat is an anthology horror film with all the stories taking place in the same town and on the same night, and that they all cross over.
Oh.
And it's actually the most Halloweenish horror film ever.
Sounds about right.
If you think about it, even the movie that bears the name Halloween doesn't have much Halloween in it. Sure, it actually does take place on Halloween night, but it mostly just uses it for the setting, but nothing else.
Yeah.
And even the villain of Trick or Treat, who happens to be named Sam, he actually is a trick-or-treater who enforces the traditions of Halloween, including always wearing a costume, always give out treats, never blow out a jack-o'-lantern, all of that stuff. And it's actually interesting that a trick-or-treater is the villain because it's usually the trick-or-treaters getting chased. And also, this character is so instantly lovable that I could see him as the official Halloween mascot. Think about it. Santa Claus is on Christmas.
Yeah.
You have Easter, which has the Easter Bunny.
Right.
But Halloween never had just one thing.
No.
So why not give Halloween its own character?
Yeah.
And another good character in Trick or Treat is Mr. Creek. And he kind of looks like John Carpenter, and he has a hatred for Halloween. Think of him like the Halloween version of Ebenezer Scrooge. That's what he's like. And here's the cool thing about Trick or Treat, like I said, all of these stories cross over, is that sometimes you'll actually see another scene from an earlier part of the movie again, but it's actually from another character's point of view.
Oh, wow. That's pretty neat.
And at one point, you actually hear, after Mr. Krieg was told Happy Halloween, he actually just responds with, "Screw you!" You actually see that twice.
Wow.
I was like, you don't say that to anybody who says Happy Halloween.
Unless you're having a bad day on Halloween. Then
Exactly.
Be a different story.
My I actually do. We're actually doing since I said we're doing a Halloween display, we're going to be using Atmos Effects digital decorations. Over on the window, we're going to be using Bone Chillers 2. and on the and for the pumpkin display, we're using Jack-o'-lantern Jamboree 2 and 3. And here's the cool thing. When you actually project Jack-o'-lantern Jamboree onto pumpkins, it actually kind of gives this three-dimensional effect, like the pumpkins are actually talking. It actually looks like that.
Wow, that's
And
amazing.
you have these pumpkins singing songs, telling spooky stories, and you even have them telling jokes, and of course, making silly faces.
We gotta do something like that for Christmas. That is amazing.
Yeah, Atmos Effects actually has digital decorations for every occasion, and that includes Christmas. So I do recommend checking them out if you get the chance.
You'll have to send us like a link or something to that. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, we'll have to maybe a bit after this live stream, maybe.
Sure.
The cool thing is, Atmos Effects actually has this one decoration that is actually in both their Halloween and Christmas catalog, and that is actually called Marley's Ghost. Yep, they actually made a digital decoration that is based on Jacob Marley from A Christmas Carol.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Which I was like, that could be a cool kind of Christmas decoration if you're a little bit too tired of Santa and snowmen and all of that. Why not have Marley's Ghost? That's actually not a bad one.
That sounds really cool. That is amazing. Here we go, Judge.
And not to say the other decorations that Atmos Effects does for Christmas are bad too. They actually, one of their more recent ones they did is called Singing Snowman, and it actually does have a snowman singing Christmas songs.
That is amazing. Wow.
We're talking about Christmas too much. Let's get back to Halloween.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. So Marty, I got a question to ask. I was talking to Jesse about this. But what is the worst candy to have on Halloween? Like, what is the worst candy to you?
Based off of advertising, I'd say Butterfingers. People will steal them like crazy.
Really?
I mean, that's just based on advertising. Like never lay a finger on my Butterfingers. Once it's mine, it's mine. I don't know. I don't really have a worst. Honestly, I really don't. I don't really have a worst, to be honest.
I was actually talking to Jesse. My least favorite candy, I really don't like it, is Tootsie Rolls. They try and pass off as chocolate, but no, they're weird tasting, and they stick to your teeth.
Yeah.
But I gotta mention, Tootsie Roll Pops and also the Tootsie Fruit Chews, whatever they were. Those actually taste really good.
Yeah, the fruit chews are good.
I could sink my teeth into them. My my favorite candy of all time. I really like M&Ms, and they used to be really good. They used to be everywhere on Halloween. A lot of people had them giving out on Halloween night, but for some reason they've kind of just disappeared. And I'm just like, M&Ms are like the best candy ever.
Yes.
And they're just gone. Yeah. Like, what the heck?
I don't know.
That is, you're doing yourself a disservice if you're not giving out M&Ms on Halloween. Like, that is not cool, man.
Right.
Okay. So Marty, what is your favorite candy to get on Halloween? Like, what must be in your trick-or-treat bag when you go trick-or-treating?
Reese's Pieces. I love Reese's.
Yes! I love Reese's Pieces. Those are really, really good. I actually got to mention this, but fun fact, we were talking about M&Ms, now we're talking about Reese's Pieces, is that you've ever watched the movie E.T., which had Reese's Pieces in it?
Yeah.
Fun fact, Spielberg originally wanted M&Ms to be in the movie, but the company actually told them no. So
Wow.
so they chose Reese's Pieces instead, which were relatively new. And after they were featured in the movie, sales of Reese's Pieces just skyrocketed.
Not surprised.
Yeah, I'm just like, E.T. would have been perfect. You already have two letters in your name. Darn fool!
Right?
My you know, and I got to mention this since Halloween was in E.T. The scene where E.T. spots a kid dressed up as Yoda, and
Yeah.
he thinks it's a real alien. He's going
Yeah.
like, home, home, home.
Oh my God.
Fun fact is that if you listen, you could actually hear the Yoda theme from Empire Strikes Back playing in the background.
Really?
Yeah, George Lucas actually allowed John Williams to use the Yoda theme in E.T., which actually, that's not a bad touch. I love that.
Wow.
I I actually I so I actually have been talking to Jesse about this, about favorite Halloween specials, and I actually was telling her about Wait a minute, I think I forgot already.
Oh
Shoot.
no. No.
I I was actually telling Jesse that about the shoot. Why am I forgetting? Why am I
Ah.
forgetting? No. Uh, my I think okay. I actually got to mention, but I think a very underrated Halloween special, at least for me, it probably has to be. Actually, oh wait, dang! Now I remember. Jessie mentioned that her favorite Halloween special is The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror specials.
Those are good. Those are good. I like the
Yeah,
older ones, to be honest. I really love the older ones.
yeah. I was just talking
Yeah.
about it. My favorite Treehouse of Horror skit actually has to be their take on the Raven. Because
Ah, yes. Great one.
because the weird thing is that even though it is a little meant to be funny and it's meant to be a little bit silly, it still is a little bit faithful to the original poem by Edgar Allan Poe
Right.
with just the right amount of parody.
Right.
And let's be real here, Bart as the Raven itself is actually kind of perfect because even in the
Yeah.
poem, the Raven is kind of being a little bit of a jerk. He just poses up like he owns the place.
Right. Right.
My I also really like from the fourth one, it's got to be Bart Simpson's Dracula. Love that one.
Yeah, that's a good one too. That's a good
Yeah.
one. That one.
We also can't forget about the one where Homer goes into the third dimension. Like a CGI Homer, that's pretty darn cool.
Oh yeah, for the '90s, that was revolutionary.
Yeah. My
Like the mid '90s,
I
that's
have a
pretty
hard
great.
there's actually at one point for the Treehouse of Horror, they did a spoof of Toy Story called Toy Gory. And since we're both puppets, they actually have a reference to Elmo. One of the where here's the thing, um,
Huh?
2 o'clock.
one of Bart's toys that he actually
Like
ends
what?
up torturing is tickled out Elmo.
And he gets off when the bus pulls up, okay?
Okay.
And how can you not laugh at tickled out Elmo? That is honestly kind of funny. I love that.
So I don't know if they had any other
Mm.
stops in
By
not. It only takes like 10 or 15.
And wait a minute. We actually have a comment here saying, "Welcome back, Sam the Yeti." What are you talking about? Welcome back. What are you talking about? Welcome back. I never left. How? I never left. Why would you say welcome back?
I mean,
Oh
I,
man.
I mean, it was Lemur week last week, I think. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was
They were just talking
Lemur.
about when Keanu had to.
When
They were
Keanu
just
took
talking about when
the
Keanu had to
food.
take over. But
Yeah.
anyway, all right. Okay. So okay. Now I've actually talked about this. My favorite Halloween specials. I really love Garfield's Halloween Adventure.
I love that. Yes,
It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
classic.
Tiny Toons Night Ghoulery.
I think I may have seen that only once.
And this is kind of an underrated one, but okay, tell me if you heard of this one. Halloween is Grinch night.
I've heard of that one. I don't know if I've
Yeah,
seen it. I've at least heard of it.
yeah. Not many people know it, but after How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Grinch was given a Halloween special, and it was actually a really good one. It's kind of interesting to see Dr. Seuss do like a fall and autumn evening and actually kind of go all out with the bizarre, surreal imagery. And the cool thing is that the Grinch in Grinch Night actually looks more like how he did in the original book. You know, if you actually check out How the Grinch Stole Christmas, as in the Chuck Jones cartoon, he looks a little bit more like Chuck Jones himself. Even Dr. Seuss himself pointed that out. He's like, you know, that looks more like you than my drawing, right?
Yeah.
But when you see Grinch Night, he looks a little closer to the book, and that is honestly pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
But the thing that is that by the time Grinch Night was being made, Boris Karloff has already long passed away. So
Yeah.
the voice of the Grinch was done by Hans Conried, who you might know as the voice of Captain Hook in Disney's Peter Pan.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
He actually does a really good job, so I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's I will admit though, it does got some a little freaky imagery. So if you're like a little kid, be sure they're brave enough to check it out.
Yeah.
It's almost like Pink Elephant's stuff there.
Yeah.
My and I think more recently I've started to really love the more recent Don Quixote Halloween episode.
I love that special. I love it.
Yeah, you know, I kind of got into Don Quixote more recently. It's I know it's kind of meant for preschoolers, but to be fair, it is based on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Yes.
And you know there's going to be a lot of people today that still hold a soft spot for Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. So why not give it a chance?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It is amazing. So fun to watch.
And you got to give credit for the fact it was created by that one of the co-creators is fellow Muppeteer David Rudman.
David Rudman, that's right.
And he actually performs not one but two characters in the show.
That's right.
This includes Bob Dog and Rampy Hody.
Yes.
And you know, Don Quixote Halloween, it actually makes for a good kid-friendly Halloween. Like there's no big scares and there's no creepy imagery. It's good for kids to watch.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And you know, Jacob's brother Jackson, he actually mentioned that one of his favorite Halloween specials happens to be the first SpongeBob Halloween episode, Scaredy Pants.
Oh, I love that episode.
I don't know. I mean, I like Scaredy Pants, but I kind of like the second one better. The Legend of Boo-Kini Bottom. I love that. How can you not love it if that's done in stop motion and has a pretty darn good Halloween song? Like, that is an awesome one to check out. Oh, wait a minute.
I'm still here.
Okay, all right. I still think possibly one of my favorite, what was it? Oh, yeah. But, I think another good underrated Halloween special has got to be Witches Night Out, which, it is something you got to check out. It's a Halloween special from the 70s. And the cool thing about it is that it shows it's from the 70s. It's all animated with squiggly designs, and the music is kind of groovy. And some of the line delivery, admittedly, is a little strange, but Witches Night Out is still a fun time. It's got a good cast too, including the witch herself is actually voiced by Gilda Radner, and there's a babysitter voiced by Catherine O'Hara. And I'm not gonna lie, it's still a cool looking Halloween special to check out. It's got
Yeah.
groovy music, and if you actually go check it out, I bet you will enjoy it. It's a fun time.
I'll definitely have to check that one out.
And also, there's the Disney television movie that's more associated with Halloween called Mr. Boogedy.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
Basically, a family is moved into a new house, and they were actually told about the legend of a ghost known as Mr. Boogedy. In fact, the guy who tells them about Mr. Boogedy is none other than Gomez Adams himself, John Astin.
Interesting.
Even the welcome wagon, even during the welcome wagon, he actually tells them to beware of the Boogedy Man, and then he goes, Boogedy! 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 Boo! That's literally how he does it too. It's so funny. I love that.
Yeah.
So how can you not laugh at John Astin's performance?
Yeah.
There's also the Martin Halloween special. I can't remember the name of it. With Martin Lawrence.
I haven't seen Martin in a while.
And the Martin Halloween special is really cool. It has seances. It has some good pranks. And possibly one of the highlights is a fist fight with an invisible ghost.
Mm-hmm.
How can you not laugh at fighting an invisible ghost and you see Martin getting punched like, ugh, ugh.
Right?
That is so funny.
Right?
And another good Halloween special to check out is The Midnight Hour. That one's actually noteworthy because it actually has Macaulay Culkin's first screen role as an uncredited trick-or-treater.
Oh, wow.
And it also has a music video. It has a musical number that tries way too hard to be the next Thriller, but you go check it out anyway.
Sounds like late 80s.
Oh yeah. And there's and another Halloween special I actually recommend checking out is The Halloween That Almost Wasn't. It actually is a special that has all the classic movie monsters, including Dracula, the Frankenstein monster, and all of that stuff. It actually has some really good people behind it. Dracula himself is played by Judd Hirsch. And hey, he's good. And he actually does the really good Dracula voice. And definitely one of my favorite line deliveries is when he's checking out the news and he goes, "How dare they suggest such a thing? Halloween is my national holiday." I just love that. I love the way he says that. It also ends with a disco number, which you're just like, yeah, Dracula doing disco. That's funny.
Not.
Okay, I mentioned earlier an underrated Halloween special is Tiny Toon's Night Ghoulery. Okay, you're at least familiar with Tiny Toon Adventures, right? Buster Bunny, Plucky Duck.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, so Night Ghoulery was actually made around the time Tiny Toons had ended and Animaniacs was starting to catch on. In fact, there's even a few cameos from them. And it actually is a collection of sketches that are all Halloween related. And this spoofs everything and anything Halloween. And this includes Twilight Zone, Night Gallery, Casper, Edgar Allan Poe, Nightmare Before Christmas. And it's got some really good jokes here and there. And I gotta tell you, if I gotta tell you some of my favorite sketches, there was one that was a spoof of Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, and it was almost nothing but Star Trek jokes. Get it?
Nice.
Shatner. And the opening is actually a parody of the Jack's Lament number from The Nightmare Before Christmas. And possibly one of the best ones is a sketch based on the Spielberg short film Duel, about a trucker who randomly tries to kill a guy. In this one, Calamity Coyote is the one trying to find out where the trucker is, and at one point he goes into a bar to find the trucker, but then he spots the truck itself having a drink. That is hysterical.
Mm-hmm.
How can you not laugh? The truck is having a drink.
Yeah.
That is, and let me tell you, they just released Tiny Toons Night Glory on digital. So if you find it like on iTunes, then go check it out. It is a fun time, and I promise you'll laugh your tail off.
I'll have to make a note of that.
I think there is a. I actually gotta warn you. I think some of these jokes are a little bit. Actually, never mind. But I gotta tell you, some of the cameos I like from Animaniacs in Tiny Toons Night Glory. The opening actually has Fifi LaFume dressed up as Dot, and at one point they do a parody of Frankenstein with Elmira as the doctor, and when she says, "Give me the brain," guess what? The brain from Pinky and the Brain shows up.
I knew that was coming. That's genius.
And then the brain says, "The nature of this pun belittles us all." Come on. That is funny, though. That is funny.
Yes.
You have to say brain. Wait, hey, Tori left a comment here. She said, "I would say Nightmare Before Christmas, but I don't know if I consider that a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie." Well, you can say both.
You really can't say both. I think it's both.
But, Tim Burton himself stated that it's a Halloween movie. I can definitely see where, especially that you're in Halloween Town for most of the film.
Yeah.
I love The Nightmare Before Christmas. There's an interesting story. Jacob actually had some work experience over at his local Walgreens, and it was around October that they actually started stocking the shelves with Nightmare Before Christmas merch.
Huh.
And he actually had a hand in doing that. He was like, "Yeah, I get to do that."
Wow.
And honestly, some of the best Nightmare Before Christmas merch he's seen is like this music box snow globe that plays "This Is Halloween." And there's another one that was made around Christmas. It was in December, but instead of "This Is Halloween," it does "What's This?" And those are actually really perfect songs to actually put into a music box. So I'm not gonna lie, good stuff there.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so Marty, what do you think might be your favorite horror film to watch around favorite horror film?
Probably the original Halloween.
Oh, that is a classic. That's a
classic.
It's actually interesting when you think about it, because it's not only is Halloween a really good movie, but it's interesting when you think about it. It is a independent, low budget film too.
Yes, it is. That's what makes it more interesting.
Halloween has actually kind of gone so far, especially with the newer movies coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I think easily Halloween might be one of the best slasher films ever. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I have to agree there.
And John Carpenter, I gotta check out some of his other works too. Particularly, I gotta check out Christine. I actually have the book.
Oh, I love that movie. I've seen most of it. I haven't seen it in full, but it is really good.
Oh,
Christine, great movie.
I will have to check that out. Every Halloween, I gotta check out at least one thing that's related to Stephen King. I actually do have the first cinematic version of It on Blu-ray.
Nice.
But I don't have the second movie yet. It was just but let's be real. I think Bill Skarsgård does a good job as Pennywise for being a creepy clown. That is good stuff. Yeah. It's just that it's usually hard to take him seriously when he does that ridiculous dance.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like That was memed too.
Yeah.
Tori says, another amazing Halloween special, Muppets Haunted Mansion. Yes!
Yes. Love
Yes,
Muppet
love that
Mansion.
one.
I think I just watched that the other night.
It was
amazing.
Heck yeah. And that might be, I don't think it's going to be like on my number one, but definitely close second, right behind Garfield's Halloween Adventure.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
pretty close. Obviously, as a fan of both the Muppets and the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland, it's honestly pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing that came out because it's my inspiration for doing a Phantom Manor Halloween special.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would love to do that at some point, but I try to imagine getting Willem Dafoe to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, Marty, it's been great talking with you, and
That was good
thanks
to
for
talk
coming
to
on
you.
to the show. But I think it's about time that we actually sign off for today. So, thanks for coming on to the show, and we'll see
Always a pleasure.
you all hopefully next time. And of course, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, folks.
All right. Now let's see who's next. Nope. All right. Now, we had a good live stream today. Got to talk with Marty again and got to talk with Jesse again, all about Halloween and all that good stuff. So, until next time, this has been Sam the Mini Yeti. And until the next show, we'll see you all later. And of course, happy Halloween! Hey yo, it's Halloween. What? Hey yo, it's Halloween. What?